Stanley Parable. Es un juego, pues, que literalmente... le voy a darle un poquito de volumen. Configuración de la bocina. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? Pues supongo que... No sé. Títulos activados. Normal. Vídeo. Pantalla ancha, pantalla completa. Ahorro energía para laptop. No tengo, no es laptop. Posición de mensaje. Lo voy a poner superior derecha, ¿vale? Porque superior izquierda estoy yo. Campo de edición. Avanzado. Modo anti-leasing. ¿Cómo? ¿Esto qué es? Provee una apariencia suavizada de los bordes de la geometría, eliminando los bordes escalonados. Incrementa la calidad de antidice y puede degradar el rendimiento gráfico. Pero, bro, no sé, voy a ponerlo en 4. Joder, para eso tengo un PC de la leche. Todo alto, obvio. Detalle alto. Todo. ¿Te imaginas que se me... Triple buffer. ¿Esto qué es? A ver. Ahora, ¿por qué no me pone el ejemplo? O ahí. Las opciones de secreción tienen efecto de intercambio entre calidades de ratón. Se recomienda el triple buffer para la experiencia más suave. La opción de si te puede minimizar. Vale, pues triple buffer, ya está. Trilineal. Incrementa la calidad del filtro para degradar el rendimiento gráfico. Trilineal, ya está. Vale, ok. Extras. Achievement. Saves. Activado, ¿no? Sí. Audio, extra, teclado y ratón. ¡Oh! ¡Guau! Muchísimas gracias por la sub, bro. Se te agradece un montón. Por cierto, me sigue desde 2020. ¿Y eso? ¿Tú quién eres? Muchísimas gracias por la sub, bro. Bienvenido. Hostia, tú me seguías ya en el momento que streameaba en Play. ¿Qué tal, tío? Hostia, dime quién eres. Seguramente te conozca. Seguramente te conozca y todo. Bueno, chicos, dicho esto. Hay que gente... ¿Ve? A la gente del pueblo. Pero, hostia, me dejas pilladísimo ahora, bro. Juan, es que conozco mucho Juan, tío. Es que conozco muchos Juanes. Cuéntame. Bueno, dicho esto, chavales, comenzar la partida de Stanley Parable. Let's go, ¿vale? Es un juego paranoiante, lo aviso. Pum. Clip to skip. Se ve muy bien, ¿eh? Esta es la historia de un hombre llamado Stanley. ¿Vale? Se ve bien, ¿no? O sea, ¿lo veis bien? Sí, ¿verdad? Hostia, tiene... Yo me junto mucho con el hermano del Leslie. Cuando currabas en el sitio me has atendido pechada de veces, bro. Sí, tío, buah. Es que si eres el hermano de Gonzalo, o sea, amigo de Gonzalo. Buah, tío, ahora no pillo. Pero nada, tío, de verdad, muchísimas gracias por la sub. Y si me ves por la calle, salúdame, porfa, y dime, yo soy Juan X. Y ya digo, ya te pongo cara, ¿sabes? Pero muchas gracias, hermano, de verdad, se te agradece un montón. El apoyo del barrio este, joder, ya que hay poca gente del barrio aquí. Desaparecido. ¿Por qué podía pasar? Él decidió ir a la sala de reuniones, que simplemente se había perdido de un memo. A la sala de reuniones. No podía hallar ni el resto de sus compañeros. Ah, eso. Hostia, pues si te he visto por allí, tío, salúdame del tiri. Claro, bro. Salúdame del tirón, vaya. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. Todo lo que haga me lo vas a redactar, pedazo de parguela. No puedo abrir ninguna puerta. No puedo hacer nada porque está todo en blanco. ¡Up! ¿Y esto? No puedo cogerlo, tío. A ver. Editar teclas. Hacia adelante, agachar. Usar objeto, teclado, o sea, con el izquierdo. Screenshot y pause again console. Ok. Vale, no, es un walking simulator, ¿no? Aquí no hay nada, tío. ¿Qué pone? Viva en joder, by Valentine. Cuyons. No hay nadie, bro. 426 456. Hay una puerta ya abierta. ¿Puedo entrar por aquí? No.
Stanley clicked on
Cada puerta en la oficina.
every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Vale, me está controlando, tú. Mira el tiempo. El tiempo pasa, ¿eh? 11:25. ¿Qué ha pasado? Yo, qué mal rollo, ¿no? ¿What? Ah, puedo abrirla. Ah, esta sí puedo abrirla, vale. Hostia, qué mal rollo, tú. Nada, nada. Ojo. Que no puedo abrir ninguna, tío.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Pero Silvia. Muchas gracias, Silvia. Hostia puta. Gracias por los 47 personas que te has traído. Madre mía, la Silvia, tú va. Muchísimas gracias, Silvia, de verdad. Gracias, guapetona. Mi cielo. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo va el...? Bueno, estás con el Dark Souls, ¿no? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Después de lo que nos ha pasado. ¿Has terminado el DLC? Hostia, ojalá tuviera aquí lo de los sonidos, tío. Me he pagado un año del voice mod para no usarlo, tío. Tiene huevos, ¿eh? Tiene huevos, tío. Gracias, Silvia, de verdad, por la raid. Se te agradece muchísimo, de verdad. Pero mucho, 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 mucho. De verdad, muchísimas gracias. Pues... ¿Se va a petar el juego? Ah, no, vale. Muy buena, Fran. ¿Qué tal, tío? Oye, se me ha olvidado darte el susurro, tío. ¿Qué tal? ¿Ya te lo has terminado del tirón? No me he enterado. Dice que vaya para la izquierda. Bueno, y si me voy por la derecha, ¿qué me haces? Este no era el camino correcto a la sala de reuniones. Pero hermano, ¿por qué no hay nadie aquí, tú? A mí me dejáis de malos rollos, ¿eh? Esto parece las barroom, tú. Tío, ¿cuánto follow hoy, tío? Qué locura, gracias a Silvia, Hostia, qué locura, Silvia, te debo hoy, vamos, vida y media. Gracias por el follow, Girsen. Hostia, Girsen. Muchísimas gracias por el follow. Bienvenido, bueno, o bienvenida. ¡Ay! ¡Qué susto, coño!
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Simplemente se paró allí apreciando todo. ¿Y si me voy? ¿Qué hay? ¿Qué estamos jugando? Estamos jugando a The Stanley Parable, que es un juego psicológico.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all
compañeros de trabajo se han desvanecido.
Realmente lo vale.
Y me estoy rayando porque el narrador está narrando todo lo que hacemos. Pero, o sea, hasta tocar las puertas, cuando tocas una puerta, ahora no. Es posible que por esto todos se hayan ido, ¿sabes, cabrón? Vale, ya me voy. ¿No puedo leer las notas? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué hay notas? Ya puedo leerla, por favor. ¿Ves? Como que te... Es que cuanto más me quedo, más cosas dice. ¡Cállate! ¿Me puedo ir? ¿Puedo volver? No. Para regresar, pero si no hay puerta. Ah, sí, ahí hay una. ¿Y si me voy al fondo? ¿A dónde me voy? ¿A la izquierda o a la derecha? ¿A dónde me voy? ¿A la izquierda o a la derecha? O sea que se me... ¡Oh! ¿Qué he hecho? No me lo puedo creer. No me lo puedo creer. Bueno, así lo veis de nuevo. A ver, no había avanzado nada. Volver a comenzar la partida. Hola, Manu, tío. Hostia, por fin te has cambiado el nombre. Buenas noches, mi gente. Sebu, guapo. ¿Qué tal, hermano? ¿Cómo estás, mi niño? ¿Cómo estás, mi niño? Guapetón. Tío, le he dado sin querer, pero bueno, no había avanzado nada. Ve, yo hago, mira, antes me ha rayado porque he empezado a tocar todas las puertas. Mira. Y ahora empiezo. No, ya he hecho lo de las puertas. Yo ahora avanzo y ya no habla. Joder, qué susto, tú. Oye, buenas tardes, mía. Es mi primer día de oficina y venía a ver a quién te digo detrás del café. Pero es que no hay nadie, me siento muy solo. Rolea, Juanlu, rolea. Rolea, Sebu. Oye, buenas tardes. ¿Por qué no hay nadie? Vale, ahora me hizo lo de las puertas. Vamos a probar por la derecha. Ah, bueno, es lo que hemos hecho antes, ¿no? Sí, eso hemos hecho antes. Solo para mirarla. Ah, mira, esto es lo de la sala. Wow.
Yes, this room.
Wow.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible.
Es que, ¿qué hago? ¿Me quedo ahora? Es que, claro, yo no sé si esto es toma de decisiones. ¿Cómo estás, Manu? Vale, ya hemos llegado donde estábamos, ¿vale? Ahora la cagamos otra vez. Vale, ahora, ¿izquierda o derecha? Nanan. Vamos a hacer la de pito, pito, gorgorito. ¿Dónde vas tú tan bonito? A la era, de la vera, pim, pom, fue. Para la derecha. Hola, buenas tardes. Era tan malo siguiendo direcciones y creo que no lo haya despedido hace años, hijo de puta, ¿no? Pero ¿dónde mierda estoy, tío? O izquierda, ya he ido... Joder, tú. Hostia, el lag. No, ya he ido derecha. ¿Pero dónde mierda estoy, tío? Hola, buenas tardes. ¡Ojo! Ahí hay personas, ¿no?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
¡Hijo de puta! ¿En serio? ¡Ah, empiezo de nuevo!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Buah, me está explotando la cabeza, hermano. Esto es como cuando jugamos al 12 Minutes, ¿eh? Ahora, yo me pensaba que había una pared. No echas cuenta al chat. Venga, vale, voy a echar cuenta a partir de ahora, ¿vale? ¡Epa! Voy a ir del tirón para adelante, ¿vale? A ver, aquí me dice que me vaya por la izquierda. Te lo has buscado. Pero...
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew.
Era algo más profundo, algo más oscuro. Está guapo, ¿no? Bueno, llevo jugando 5 minutos. Literal, porque llevamos como 20 minutos, pero es como volver para atrás. Bro, pero ¿estás fan de jugar juegos paranoia como el otro? Espera, te contesto a Oso.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit.
Estas sillas y pinturas, realmente lo vale. Sí, esto ya lo hemos escuchado. Hermano, porque es contenido, es lo que mola. Ustedes pensadlo. Yo siempre voy a traer los mejores juegos posibles. Me he visto este, me ha parecido interesante. Digo, bueno, pues me lo compro y lo jugamos. Y, joder, por ahora está siendo una mierda, pero... Dicen que es muy buen juego, tío. Yo siempre intento traer contenido guay. Aparte de lo del Pokémon. ¿Hacemos izquierda? El otro no lo terminamos, Manu. ¿Hacemos izquierda? No, el otro fue la polla. El de 12 Minutes lo tenéis en YouTube, Las 4 horas y media que tuvimos de juego. Izquierda. Vale.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
¿Sigo para adelante? Izquierda. ¿Le doy? Yo quiero ver qué hay aquí. Mierda, no me lo creo, tío. ¡Ojo!
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Ni una persona aquí tampoco.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Arriba a la
up to
oficina
his
y su
boss's
jefe.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
¿Qué pone aquí? A ver. Uf, madre mía, que parece mentira que me haya sacado el B1, tío, hace 5 años. ¿No me lo podéis traducir, porfa? Slide to assure employers that everything is... solo es único. Tú... You must of all. Number of slide on this slide. Charts and slides. ¿Eso son cartas? ¿Y qué? ¿Qué son slides? Read with cards on the same slides, the same information. Más que todos. ¿Yo qué he hecho ahora? Rate of increase in graph per slide. No more. ¿Cómo que? Se está rayando, tú. Se ha rayado, ¿no? El jefe aprecia minutos. 20 cosas que tú amas más sobre tu jefe. Interpretation conflict. Yo a puñetazos, ¿sabes? Eso es así. Solving. If you ever find your. What are you doing for the future? Nature, transcend, tar radio, mitosis. About pollution, spring break, clean skin. Tip for now and getting fired. Charles. Don Vale, ahí me he colado tú de sílaba. Va. Vamos a avanzar. Ve que lo dice el gimiento, va. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned
O sea,
around
me está
and got
redactando
back on
como
track.
mi camino, ¿no? ¿Qué inglés has visto, hermano? Si... tú... O sea... You are nothing, no, ¿sabes? You know nothing for my body. Myself.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Pero porque si
boss's
cierran la
office.
puerta. Vamos para abajo. A ver qué pasa. A ver si nos volvemos a morir. Voy para abajo, va. ¡Ojo!
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his
vale.
boss, admitting
Digo.
he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Estaba simplemente repitiéndose. Hombre, yo no he visto esto nunca,
Stanley
¿no?
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt.
Me estoy rayando, hermano, mucho texto, tú. Me está dando una embolia cerebral.
Weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself,
¡No se calla!
I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to
¡Cállate!
my real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to
What the
gently
fuck?
float above the ground.
¡No quiero volar! No quiero
Then
volar.
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and
Está rompiendo
thinking?
la cuarta pared. No me
Now the
gusta.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me,
me
thinking
está
about how
dando
it's
tranquilo.
describing my thoughts, he thought. And while
Me
he
estaba
thought
dando
it all
el
very
ataque.
odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Oye, ¿estos
Was
relojes?
Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's
¿Qué
asleep,
está
he doesn't have
hablando?
to
Tío,
take
me
responsibility
está
for
me
himself?
está follando la cabeza,
Stanley is as awake right now
Esto
as
ahora
he's
mismo
ever
como lo ha
been
estado
in his
nunca en su
life.
vida.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words
Te
was
puedo
quite
dar
a
un
shock
pete para
to
estar.
Stanley.
Después de todo, él sabía de
After
seguro,
all, he knew
sin
for
duda, que esto
certain,
era
beyond a
hecho
doubt,
de
that
un
this
sueño.
was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars
Siempre
just a
izquierda.
moment ago? How else would the voice
Entonces,
explain all
de otra
that?
forma podría
This
explicarlo
voice
todo.
was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could
Estaba-
just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
Vale,
that
¿puedo
this
volar?
was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he
¡No, no
invited
cierre!
himself
¡Que
to
me da
wake
miedo!
up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Te pego un puñetazo ahora mismo, ¿eh?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
¡Cagón!
It's
¡Yo
all
que soy
I
un cagón!
want.
Yo no soy
I
ningún
want my
cagón.
apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want
Ahora
is
se
my
pone en modo
life
filosófico, tú.
exactly the way
Tócate
it's
el
always
nepe.
been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Pero, ¿qué pasa, crack? No, hombre. Mira, ha despertado el... Ha despertado. Vale.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me
Tío,
up.
qué
My
susto me
name
he
is
dado, hermano.
Stanley. I
Me
have
voy
a
de aquí, por favor.
office. I am real.
Para,
Please,
para,
let
tío.
someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I
What
must
the
be.
fuck?
Can anyone
Esto es
hear my
bucle.
voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
No sé, tío. No sé qué estoy...
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Ahora Mariela. Ahora, ¿quién es Mariela?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her
No sé qué estoy
belongings,
pasando.
and walked to her
Hola,
place
Tony,
of
hermano.
work.
¿Qué tal?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Gráficos de la Super
Everyone
NES, ¿eh?
knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
¿Puedo mover?
It was
No.
comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this
Ah,
man
que se-
made
no.
her feel better. But then she
O sea, ve a un
remembered
tío
the meeting
muerto y
she
se
had
acuerda que
scheduled
tiene...
for
Vale.
that day.
Lo normal.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Lo normal. Ah,
she
veo un
turned
vagabundo ahí
away.
tirado. Me voy a trabajar, si total. Me siento bien viéndolo. Pues ha terminado el juego, ¿no? 15 euros que me ha costado, tú. Pero no tiene sentido. ¿Y si hago bien las cosas?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Tiene que haber,
Stanley
o
decided
sea,
to
tiene
go
que haber
to the meeting
finales,
room.
¿no?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard
Hay algo que me he
Stanley
saltado
looked,
seguro.
he couldn't find a
Oh,
trace
sí.
of his co-workers.
Tiene que haber algo que me he saltado seguro, ¿eh? Vamos a hacerlo tal como lo dice él, va. Porque no hay ninguna puerta que pueda abrir, ¿no?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Mano, me ha acojonado la
Did it
parte esa. O
advance the
sea, era un
story in any
bucle, ¿no?
way?
Era como dar círculos.
When Stanley came
Vale,
to a set of
entró
two
por la
open
puerta
doors,
izquierda.
He entered the door on his left.
Vale. He entrado por la puerta izquierda. Ok, 411. Llegamos a la oficina otra vez.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Pa'lante,
a
mis
wave
niños.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Vale, ahora dice que subamos.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Vale. ¿Y aquí qué? ¡Ojo! Madre mía, el jefe, no vea, ¿no? Hola, buenas tardes. Vengo por un aumento de sueldo. Uy, que no está la la secretaria. Voy a interrumpir un momento incómodo en su vida. Ay, que te veo. Ay, que te veo. Ah, no, que no hay nadie. Vale, vale. Hostia, pedazo de oficina, tú.
Stepping into his
¡Ta
manager's
madre!
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Es que no hay nadie, bro.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
¿Aquí?
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin
2845.
2845.
Aquí.
But of course,
2.
Stanley couldn't
No me acuerdo.
possibly have known this.
Vale.
Yet
2.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on
¿Qué
the
ha pasado?
keypad, Stanley happened to
¡Ojo!
input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly
Se adentró
opened
al
passageway.
ahora abierto garaje, pasaje. ¿Qué cojones es esto, bro? ¿Pero qué tiene aquí el jefe? Fumadón, tú. Otra vez para abajo, va. Ahora se cae el ascensor. Venga, a ver, ¿a dónde me llevas? ¿Qué he hecho?
Descending
vale.
deeper into the building,
Stanley se dio cuenta que se
realized he
sentía
felt a
algo
bit
peculiar.
peculiar.
Ya va a empezar con los
It was a
fumones.
stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
Ya va a empezar a fumar
Question
petardo,
the
¿eh?
nature of his job.
Venga, ahora que me va a
Why did he
enseñar.
feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Va a empezar a
This
fumar petas, ¿eh?
question would not go unanswered for long.
¿Qué mierda estoy, tío? Oh, man.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Instalación de control mental. Escape. Bof. Siempre izquierda, ¿no? Voy para la izquierda. Muchas gracias, Noelia by Vintage 91. Bienvenida. Supongo que bienvenida. ¡Derecha! ¡Ay, me da miedo! Ah, coño, que son mis pasos, tú. ¿Esto qué es? ¡Ojo! ¡Puedo leer!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Mano, esto no
screens.
parece...
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength?
¿Esto no se parece a lo de X-Men? Se viene movida. Hostia, no me joda. A mí no me vaya a pegar susto así de gratis, ¿eh? Que me muero encima, vamos. Camarita. ¿Qué hago con
Now the monitors jumped to life.
¡Ojo!
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
La vida de tantos individuos. What the fuck? ¿Qué cojones, tío? ¿Qué se fuman esta peña? Hostia puta de Dios, sí, sí, literal, ¿eh? Empleado. ¿Y yo qué empleado soy? Bro, yo quiero de esta mierda, ¿eh? Pero no entiendo. Ah, eso son las puertas, ¿no? O sea, cada de hecho es una puerta. No sé, o sea, me acabo de meter el triple de mi vida, pero... ¿Y esto qué hace?
This mind control
Control mental era demasiado horrible para creer. No podía ser cierto.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy?
¿Pero quién me habla?
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly.
¿Quién coño me está hablando? Me está dando hasta miedo, tío.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
¿Su propia vida en
his
control
own
de alguien
life
más?
in someone else's control.
¿Dónde voy?
Never.
¿Dónde voy?
It was unthinkable.
¿Qué pone ahí?
Wasn't
Pone
it?
Fire.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
¿Qué cojones era sido eso? ¿Ojo?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
El corazón de la operación, control de manera con emoción. Feliz, triste o contento.
Happy or sad.
Mind control status online.
Walking, eating,
Trabajar.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
O sea,
As the cold
a ver que lo
reality
pille.
of his
Si se
past
calla.
began to sink in, Stanley decided
Nunca
that
más
this
ejercer su
machinery
tarea de poder sobre
would never again
otra
exert
vida
its
humana.
terrible
Vale,
power
o sea,
over
nuestro
another
objetivo
human
es reventarlo todo,
for
¿no?
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Pero... O sea, que nos están controlando. No estoy entendiendo nada. ¿Esto qué es? No he tocado nada, ¿eh? Yo no toco botones por tocar. Facility Power. Supongo que tengo que ir ahí, ¿no? Es que aquí hay puertas. Pero no sé... No puedo abrirla. Oye, cuando le doy... Humana, cuidado. Cuando le doy al clic izquierdo se escucha como teclado. En plan, como si estuviera escribiendo. ¿Lo escucháis? Yo pensaba que eran las puertas, pero no, es que da igual sean las puertas o no. No le puedo dar los botones. Sí, ¿verdad? Vaya fumadón, se ha metido en estos petas. Jipardos, ojito. Venga, super pantalla para jugarte un LOL. Venga, vamos aquí al Minecraft, mis niños. Full HD con RTX. Fuente de energía de habitación, supongo que es el suelo.
His obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
On off. Mentes controladas. Awaiting up. ¿Qué hago? On off. On off. Le voy a dar a on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Ahora ¿qué? ¿Me va a venir el niño el resto del saco?
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go.
Si quieres arrojar mi historia de su riel, tendrás que hacer algo mejor que eso. Off, 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 apágate.
Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is
¿Qué dices? Acabo de... ¿Cómo? Me acabo de marcar un Rusia, tú.
Eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is
¿Y ahora qué hago? Me voy. Me voy. Me la pela todo.
It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Me voy.
Shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Allí.
Moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious
moments chicos, yo no puedo leer, Leí vosotros. No, hijo puta.
What all this means, I barely know where to start. What's that?
Hay un ¿cómo? Hay un código, ¿no? Hay un código, ¿no? Pero no hay más botones. What the fuck? What the fuck? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Casa, rojo. No me da, no sé qué tengo que hacer. 3 azul. Vale. 2 morado. No lo sé. Quiero el 1. ¿El 1? ¿Y el 1? No me da tiempo ni de coña. Ni de coña. No sé qué tengo que hacer. El verde. El verde. ¿Dónde está el verde? Aquí. ¿Verde? Le he dado.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it.
Allí.
Extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow.
No entiendo nada. No entiendo nada.
Oh,
Nada,
dear
muero.
me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have
No
no
entiendo
idea
nada.
where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No entiendo nada.
Or did you just assume
No,
when
no
you saw
estoy
that
leyendo ni en
timer
notas,
that something in this room was
Amarillo.
capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running
Incorrecto.
from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this
Azul.
room. These numbered buttons, no,
Tres.
these colored ones, or maybe this big
No
red
entiendo
button,
nada, no
or
entiendo
this
nada.
door. Everything, anything,
15
something
segundos,
here will
imposible.
save me.
Es que no estoy entendiendo
Why
nada.
do you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
No estoy entendiendo nada.
One
Nada.
soul?
Me voy.
Do
Chicos, ha
you
sido un
have
placer.
any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Este videojuego puede ser completado con algo resuelto. ¿Cómo? ¿Me está hablando a mí?
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you.
¿A reiniciar tiempo?
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's
Son
just
solo segundos acercándose a tu muerte. ¿Y si me pongo aquí?
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
No sé, tío.
See you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Azul.
You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
No sé.
I'm going to destroy
No
it
sé.
first, so you
Goodbye,
can't.
Employer 427. Cómeme la verga.
Clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Me da igual,
30
no
seconds
tengo
until
miedo a la
the
muerte.
moment nothing.
Me enseñaron a esto.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another
Estoy
choice.
preparado.
Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Otro try. No sé qué tenía que hacer ahí, ¿eh? Seguramente empezará de nuevo, ¿verdad? Claro. ¿Qué es lo que
All
tengo
this
que hacer
code
ahí?
was gone. What could it mean?
Voy full para adelante, ¿eh?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Voy full
Perhaps he
pa'lante.
had simply missed a memo.
Ve, ¿a dónde están las cámaras? Grande, Frank. Eres yo, hermano. Eres enorme, bro. Muchísimas gracias por la sub. Gracias, hermanito, de verdad. Se te agradece un montón. Después te voy a hablar, para lo que hemos comentado. Después, si no termino tarde, si no, mañana, tranquilo, te lo envío y tal. Gracias, hermano. Se te agradece muchísimo, tío. Hoy, de verdad, os agradezco mucho el día de hoy, Entre por la tarde que hemos estado con lo del Pokémon y tal, y hoy, de verdad, muchísimas gracias, tío. Estoy súper contento hoy. De verdad. Muy, muy contento. Y, joder, pobrecita Silvia la que he tenido que aguantar hoy. La animalica. Hostia, tú. Ya sabemos lo que tenemos que hacer mañana. No sé si estará por aquí, pero ya sabemos. Ah, mira, está aquí, sí. Es un crack, no, un pedazo de máquina. Oh, sí, quiero ir rápido.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
¿Qué es lo que tengo que hacer arriba, tío? ¿Y si le doy a off? ¿Y si me voy por escape? Voy full para adelante,
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
Ha sido un día increíble para mí, me alegro mucho, Silvia. De verdad, me alegro muchísimo. Qué bonito es esto, Qué bonito es esto, tío. Nah, no te rayes, Fran. Disfruta, cojones. Muchas gracias incluso por el lurkeito, tío. Ni te rayes. Disfruta. Disfruta, hermanito. Dime la contraseña. 2, 8, 4, 5. ¡No!
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845.
Ahí está.
Incredibly, by simply
Ahora se abre
pushing
esto.
random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ahora abierto pasaje. Nah, un pedazo de máquina, Quiero bueno, no sé, porque me has dicho antes que trabajas mucho. No sé si quiero tu trabajo o no, pero bueno. Es lo que tiene que currar, tío. Al fin y al cabo, el dinero te lo gastas lo que te saca del pene. Vale, ¿voy para adelante o me voy por escape? Voy a ir por escape Y en el siguiente try, porque es que hay muchos caminos realmente. Te dice puerta izquierda o derecha, te vas para la derecha y llegas a un almacén. Hay muchos caminos, vamos a probarlo todo. Tenemos noche, coño. La verdad es que era el final del mismo. Con su violenta muerte. ¿Cómo que con su violenta muerte? Yo no voy a morir, chaval.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Voy para adelante. Aleluya.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Me la pela. A ver. Es que es obvio que si caigo aquí, muero, ¿no? Pues no. No he morido. ¿Qué cojones?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the
Me quiero salir. ¿No puedo salir?
in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No te da, ¿eh? No te da, no te... Ah, sí te da. Ayuda, mamá. No so...
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
¡Me comes el pene! ¡Woo! He sobrevivido, mis niños. Vamos para adelante. ¿Esto qué es? Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
¿Esto es un bucle?
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
¿Qué pensaba exactamente el narrador que cumpliría? ¿Este es el juego? ¿Te imaginas? What the fuck?
When every path you can
Cada
walk
camino
has been created for
ha sido
you
creado
in
para ti con larga
advance,
anticipación. La
death
muerte se vuelve
becomes
insignificante
meaningless,
haciendo la vida igual.
making life the same.
Reflexión, ¿eh?
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ah, mira, está... Calla, calla. O sea, nosotros venimos aquí, vamos por la oficina, llegamos aquí y esta es la doble puerta, ¿no? Aquí es donde nos encontramos la doble puerta y ya a partir de aquí no dicen nada. The Office. Button Sound. Una selección de sonidos usados cuando, claro, en el juego cuando son presionados, ¿no? Créditos. Pues, hermano, dejad la cocaína que os estáis tomando, por favor. ¿Vale? O sea, consejitos de Papi Sebu. Pero ¿y esto, tío? The Office. Cuarto de mantenimiento. La impresora. Stanley Parable HD Remix. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? ¿Esto que en plan spoiler? O sea, ¿has hecho de marketing o qué? The Office. Hay un teléfono aquí, ¿eh? Pero sigo sin entender... Hermano, ¿y está fumada tú? Ah, mira. Long. Mantenimiento. Long. Ventilación. O sea, siempre llegabas al mismo sitio. Obey. O sea, obedecer, no obedecer. Hostia, hay 4 opciones, ¿eh? Tú también llevas demasiada bebida genética encima, ¿eh? No, ya. Yo estoy hoy... Vale, mami, perdón, ¿eh? You can jump. Hostia, por la cara, manda, que me acaban de dar un logro de darle tanto al espacio. Are you a rock? I am Sebunni. Congratulations. A ver. Hermano, o sea, esto es como un museo, ¿no? 427, 427, 427, pero son de forma distinta. Porque son 3 games. Ojo. ¿Dónde coño estoy, tío? Mira tú, mi setup. ¿Te imaginas tener un setup así, hermano? Con 6... Hostia, qué susto, tío. ¿Te imaginas tener un setup así? Con 6 monitores aquí, uno grande. Buah, hermano, me vuelvo loco. Mira, así sí podemos jugar a Pokémon, ¿eh, Silvia? Verde, azul, verde. Así sí podemos jugar a Pokémon. En cada pantalla una cosa. Amarillo. O sea, azul, verde, amarillo. Pero no entiendo. ¿Es un juego? 32. Y yo, dejarme en paz, hermano. No, dejad de rayarme. Eso tiene pinta de ser final, ¿eh? Vale, esta es la habitación. Ah, mira. Es el proceso de evolución. Vaya feo. El reloj. Y con menos, literal. Ah, mira, esto es el principio, vale, vale. ¿No hemos saltado cosas? Tiene toda la pinta, ¿no? No sé, total, sí. Tampoco me van a aportar nada. Quiero ver lo de... Claro, es que este es el final, ¿no? Underground. Narration okay. Kevin Bridgestein, la voz del narrador. No sé, tío. Están explicándote anécdotas del desarrollo del juego, tío. Literal, ¿eh? No sé por dónde tengo que ir para terminar el juego. ¿No se termina? Freedom Ending. Hay más finales, ¿eh? Míralo. Ah, no, no puedo bajar por ahí. Por aquí sí.
Oh, look at these two.
Mira
How
esto.
they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Ambos. ¿Cómo que ambos?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
¿Cuánto se necesitan
No,
entre ellos?
Perhaps not. Sometimes
pueden
these
ser
things
vistas.
cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both
Puedes detener el
fail.
programa antes de que... O sea, que no era el final.
Press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
¿Dice que salga del juego?
Do choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Me la pela.
Don't let time
Hostia, hermano, he sentido los nervios, ¿eh? Hermano, tiene que haber... No tiene sentido, tío. ¿El juego te obliga a salir? ¿Hola? 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 ¿Por qué no reacciona? No creo que sea así el juego, ¿no? Hola, Groot. ¿Qué onda? Pues... No sé, qué final más raro, ¿no? ¿Tengo que salir? Yo enojado, ¿por qué? Es un teléfono. ¡Eh!
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the
¿Por qué
Future
voy a estar yo enfadado,
Happiness
coño?
Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work.
Vale.
Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive
No he
shortly.
hecho nada.
Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Hasta luego. No sé, tío. Voy a probar lo de la sala esa de antes, ¿eh? ¿Por qué nadie habla? No habla nadie. ¿Por qué no habla nadie? ¿Dónde está el narrador? ¿Dónde está el narrador? Míralo. Input Receivement. No, bro, no estoy enfadado, coño. Yo que voy a estar enfadado por eso. Tontería. Yo simplemente he dicho eso, que... ¿Puedo? ¿Por qué te vuelves a encender? ¿Quién te da permiso? Input Receivement. Estáis todos apagados, tú. Están todos los ordenadores apagados, ¿no? ¿Los puedo apagar todos? Pero... ¿y el mío propio? No, sí. ¿Te imaginas que no era...? Es que no... Una polla.
Couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
No puedo interactuar con nada,
Very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
¿Quién viene? ¿Otra vez?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Ah, vale, que es otro tipo de final, ¿no?
What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never
Pero es otro diálogo, ¿no?
No.
Ah, no. Volver a comenzar. Vale, ahora sí. Pero los ordenadores están de otra manera. Hostia puta, tío. Creo que la he cagado, Creo que la he cagado, tío. He vuelto a empezar sin querer, tío. Bueno, no pasa nada. Voy a ir por la derecha. Me da igual. Me da igual. Me la pela.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the
Me la pela.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Vale, antes hemos ido por aquí. Ahora vamos a ir por aquí. Ahí está, aquí es donde la zona que dice Spiderman. Vamos a ignorarlo completamente. Voy a tener que leer bien lo que dice el narrador, vale. Quizás que en cada final tiene... Pero un juego con un final cerrado... Toda decisión tú solo. Mano, soy un alma libre para hacer lo que quieras. ¿Tiene un final cerrado o son múltiples finales? Porque una puerta oscura. Uf, qué miedo, tú.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
¿Hola? Sí, una triple pepperoni. What the fuck?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Uf, cómo olería ahora pan recién hecho, Bof. ¡Polla!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on.
¿Si me voy?
Sorry.
¡Hostia! ¡Qué cabrón! Ahora estás en mi historia. Tócate el pene. Hostia, escúchame, detallazo, Perdona.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named
Está
Stanley.
la muerte de llamado. Buenos días, empleado 427. Presione 8 en su teclado. ¿8?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Vale. Presione J.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now
Que parece que me está hablando a mí, bro.
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Presione Y.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Presione J para mirar TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
What the fuck?
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from
¿Me
his
puedo ir
desk
aquí,
to
por favor?
realize that
Me está
all of
dando
his
un mal rollo.
co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either.
Vale, esto me lo está contando.
Choice. It barely even mattered
Pero
what
importaba
lay
que detrás de cada
behind each
puerta. El mero
door.
pensamiento de que si
Mere
significaran
thought
algo
that
era
his
casi no estaba
decisions
eso para
would mean
observar.
something was almost too
Vale.
wonderful to behold.
O para
As he
preparar cena.
wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
Controles mentales. Esto
Down
lo hemos
another
hecho.
was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable. Vale.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played
Si jugara
just
solo
one more
una vez
time.
más para decirle a tu esposa que la amas.
But there is no
Ojo.
answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always
Botones que
has.
siempre, nada ha
Nothing
cambiado.
has
Cuanto más
changed.
tiempo pasa
The
aquí,
longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the
no
real
entiendo
one.
nada, tío. Presiona B para ir a
And
dormir.
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here,
¿Me tengo que
watch
ir?
this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to
Ah,
push
vale.
a button, do not do it.
¿Lo hago? Bueno, qué mal rollo, ¿no? Cuánto silencio. En una saeta al cantar al Cristo de los gitanos que tiene sangre en las manos en un patio andaluz. Esto que te tatarera. Me tengo que presionar, ¿no? Me estoy poniendo nervioso. Chuparla.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Pues tendría que
How can I
darle.
tell him in a way that he'll understand that
He
every
vuelto
second
aquí.
he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
No, me estoy quedando un poco amazing, la
I
verdad.
suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this
Que había
to
mucho
him.
silencio,
I'm
Silvia.
compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Por favor, muera por la cara, ¿eh?
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Soy gilipollas. ¿Qué ha pasado? He presionado un botón por la cara. ¿Vale?
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of
Alguien
time.
seguía a Stanley. Pero nadie me sigue. Nadie me sigue, ¿no? Buah, hermano, no me jodas. ¿Qué cojones? Hostia, tío, es que una fumada todo esto,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vuelvo otra vez a la izquierda. O sea, vuelvo otra vez a la derecha, perdón. Que claro, es lo que quiere él.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
Solo para
first,
mirarlo.
just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he
Esto no
had
me lo ha dicho a
never
mí
known
antes,
before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man
¿Podría un hombre
love a
amar una
room?
habitación?
I mean, truly,
Profundamente,
truly,
alocadamente amar.
deeply,
¿Eso qué es, mi
madly
niño? Amar, ¿eso qué es? ¿Eso qué es? Eso no es nada. Eso no vale.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door
La
on his
primera
left.
puerta abierta a la izquierda. ¿Nosotros antes hemos ido por la derecha? Sí, porque hemos ido para el... Vuelvo otra vez allí.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Aquí abajo, ¿qué pasaba? Era la zona de... Vale, esta puerta no se puede abrir, ¿no? No. Ah, mira,
Yet
hemos...
there was not a single person here either.
Ah, hemos vuelto...
Feeling a
Hostia, soy
wave of
gilipollas.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Vale,
up to his
vale,
boss's
ya
office,
entiendo.
hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Vuelvo otra vez arriba, tío. Lo voy a hacer. Es que hay mucha... o sea, todo esto es muy enrevesado, bro. Porque puedo hacer 1000 cosas, entonces. ¿Cuánto
The
llevo
moment
jugando
he
este
entered
juego?
his
1 hora
manager's
nada más.
office,
Pues parece que llevo aquí
Stanley froze in
un
his
siglo.
tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell
Dime la
to his
contraseña.
knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a
Vale,
keypad
pero dime la
behind the
contraseña.
boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's
Era
past,
2,
it had been
8, 4,
assigned a
5.
4-digit code so devious
Ojo.
and so random. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as
Ni
quickly
siquiera
as
dejaba
possible.
ni
He
uso para
didn't even
dejar
have
que
a
el
single
narrador
minute
hable.
to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Así que se lo
So
dejó
he
por un momento
relaxed
con algo de
for a
relevante
few
música de
moments
New
with
Age.
some calming New Age music.
Bueno, mientras...
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
¿Qué hay aquí? Pero no entiendo nada. Bueno, es otro... Ojo. Vale, por aquí no puedo ir. Iba de espaldas por la oscuridad, ¿eh? Porque la vida pasa y te quiero a mi vera. Si me trataste como un juguete sucio y abandonado.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Vamos a hacer este. En el sol de tu novio. Envidio a todo aquel que el amor ha encontrado. Que sí, que esto ya hemos visto, venga. Vamos, que sí. Silvia, ¿qué te pasa conmigo? ¿Qué tienes en mi contra? Déjame disfrutar. Que lo mío ya no es de flor en flor, que de eso ya me he cansado. Fire.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally
Cada vez la miro y lloro y lloro. Me la pela lo que me dices. No quiero olvidar.
This mind control facility
Esto es lo de
was
antes,
too
tío.
horrible to believe that couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the
Bueno,
only
antes le hemos
reason
dado
he
a
was
on.
happy with
Ahora
his
le vamos a dar a
boring
off.
job? That his
Que te
emotions
cuelgue.
had been manipulated to accept it
Que ahora no
blindly?
haces la pelota. Bueno, la verdad es que hoy lleva un día
No.
movidito, como
He
para...
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
TKM,
in
o
someone
sea,
else's control.
muy
Never.
20 eso,
It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Muy
Was
20,
it even possible?
All
Had he
vibes.
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
¿Quién ha gritado?
But here was the
Zumbido.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
Vibe
with
desactivated,
emotions.
tú.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating,
¿Ve?
working.
Me piden...
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
Ya
would
que es de mantener
dismantle
los
the
controles de una vez por
controls
todas.
once and for all.
Por aquí. Filo da puta. 4, vale, vale. Calla, que es que la sala está llena de números. O sea, el 4 está ahí. El 5 lo veo allí, ¿no? Y aquí hay, creo que está el 3 y el 4. Ah, no, el 1, el 2. Me falta el 3, que no sé dónde coño está. Porque el 3 era el azul, puede ser. Y ahí está el 5. O sea, tengo que pulsar 1 a 1, 0, 1, 4, 2, 0, 0, 1. Y el 3... Ah, mira, ¿dónde está el 3? Vale, pero es pulsarlo y ya está. Zumbido, hermano, es que... Se pulsa, ¿no? Vale. No sé, voy a darle a off ahora, no a on. A veces la miro y lloro, pensando que pudo y no puedo olvidar.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his
Oye,
duty,
se escucha el
his
ventilador. Silvia,
obligation,
tú, bueno,
to
creo que
put
estás
an
por
end
aquí.
to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
¿Se escucha el ventilador? ¿No? Vale, gracias. Le doy a off. ¡Puta madre! Me ha reventado el oído, cojones. Hay que probar después el on. Tío, es que hay mucho aquí.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He
¿El
had
que ha ganado?
defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was
Ojo.
mere moments away. And yet,
Hablo
even
una
as the immense
arena.
door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Hemos ganado la máquina, ¿eh?
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he
¿Cómo
been
había sido
freed
liberado
from
del
the
alcance de la
machine's
máquina?
grasp?
¿Qué otro misterio
What
mantenía ese
other
extraño
mysteries did
edificio?
this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he
Precioso.
had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
¿Nos lo habremos terminado así? Ojo, se ve muy bonito.
Whatever life
¿Te
he
imaginas?
lives,
Madre mía, cómo está el The Last of Us parte 3, tú.
and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped
¿Me puedo ir?
through the open door.
¿Me puedo ir? No, quiero ver lo que había
Stanley felt
detrás.
the cool breeze upon his skin,
Brisa, con Z, que tú que eres balúo, que mi niño.
the immense possibilities
Brisa.
of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Pues happy. Pero, siempre hay un pero. ¡Oh, me lo he pasado! Ponía complete the game, ¿eh?
All of his co-workers were gone.
¡Hostia, por la cara, tú!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Es que no habéis visto el logro, ¿eh? Pero me lo ponía ahí. Sí, sí.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
Pero
couldn't find a trace of his
es
co-workers.
paranoiante, tú. Quiero hacer... Puedo hacer... Voy a intentarlo, tío. O sea, hay múltiples finales, se nota. Si no me veo un vídeo, pero
When
folladísimo.
Stanley
Vamos.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Era
entered the
por
door
la
on his
izquierda,
left.
¿verdad? Porque claro, si vas por la derecha, bajabas ¿a dónde?
This was not the correct way
Me da
to
igual,
the meeting
me la
room,
pela.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Claro, aquí...
The lounge was grand, majestic.
Es que aquí decía otro tipo de
Perhaps,
diálogo.
but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door.
Efectivamente,
on his
aquí hay
left.
una puerta con esto y hay un ascensor que va para abajo que iba a las zonas de... ¿De cuál?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Tira para abajo, vamos,
back
mi
on
niño.
track.
¿Aquí es donde me lleva? ¿A dónde me llevaba aquí?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Vale,
So
guapa,
now in order
muchas
to
gracias
get
por
back,
pasarte
he
por la
needed
raid.
to go,
Descansa, guapetona.
well,
Eres el mejor, tú sí que eres la mejor. Muchas gracias por acompañarme, de verdad.
left.
Se te agradece mucho, reina. Se te agradece un montón, no sabes cuánto. Corazón mío, de melocotón. En armiva.
Oh no.
Puta madre,
no,
que me
it's
ha
to the right
asustado.
by mistake.
Esta parte no me la he hecho antes, ¿eh?
No, not the right. Why
Tú eres
would I have
tonto, ¿qué te
ever
pasa?
said it was to the right?
Gracias,
What
guapa.
was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Por la cara, ¿sabes?
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely
qué guapo,
definitely
hermano.
this way.
¿Eh? Esta no es la parte del coche. Hijos de puta, tío.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is
Todo
all a
esto es spoiler.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
What the
How
fuck?
about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
¿Va a reiniciar el juego?
All of his co-workers were gone.
¿Va a reiniciar el
What did it
juego?
mean?
¿A perro?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Se había perdido de un memo. Va a reiniciar el juego el perro.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely
Me
fresh.
está reventando la
Everything should
cabeza, tío.
be... Oh, did something
Me está
change?
haciendo la cabeza así, ¿eh?
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
¿Cómo quiere que lo
Hold on.
mueva?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who
Yo
wrote
soy
the
quien escribe esta
story.
historia.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Encontremos la historia. ¿Qué cojones es esto, tío? Cojones, ¿esto es un laberinto o algo, tío? What the fuck, me estoy rayando mucho, ¿eh? Esto es un puto laberinto, ¿eh? ¿Dónde coño estoy, tío?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise
Hostia,
you there definitely was a story here
¿Podemos reiniciar de
before.
vuelta?
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I
El
find it
reloj.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Otra vez.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Había
missed a
perdido de
memo.
un memo. Venga, otra vez para allá. Ahora las puertas otra vez se han rayado, ¿no? No, es que ahora no hay ni puertas, tú.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Me estoy
It's possible
rayando.
the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Venga, déjame volver. Aquí hay una puerta abierta, ¿eh? Ah, claro. Hostia, tío, me está petando la cabeza como un paritroque, tú. Pero en serio, me está... Uf. ¿Puedo entrar por aquí? No, tío. No puedo hacer nada, ¿eh?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Esto es nuevo.
The story.
Aquí
Here
viene.
it comes.
Pero esto da...
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
Me está
retrace our
vacilando, ¿no,
steps.
tío? ¡Eh! Esto es nuevo. What the
Now this-
fuck?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
Esto es
is that
nuevo.
correct?
Pero es que
Do you remember, Stanley?
creo que mi historia
Do you
tomaba
know
algo
what?
en la oficina, ¿es
Since
eso
I've
correcto?
completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Ha ganado.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Pero...
Oh no, no, I don't feel right about this at all.
Hostia, pero ahora se ha cerrado por
The
aquí.
actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care
Tengo
what
que
might happen this
reiniciar.
time. I have to
Otra
restart.
vez, ¿eh? Venga, ahora ve qué rayada me mete, va.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the
Sigue la
Stanley
línea.
Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Pero, ¿esto? Esto es nuevo, ¿no? Todo esto no
You
estaba
see,
antes, ¿no?
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination,
O por-
even if there's no
¿Es la
story
historia de no
there?
tener destino?
Or to put it
¿Una,
another
una
way,
historia?
is the story of no destination still a story?
Ah, mira.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into
Sí
being
cambia.
via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need
¿Cojones?
to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now we can
Sí,
both
pero
agree
aquí- ah, no.
that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this
¿qué
office,
sentido me está
is
reventando la
this
cabeza
office
ahora
in
mismo, tío?
fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to
Vale,
lighten
ahora
the mood.
música. Puto coño. Adiós, adiós. Mal rollo, tío. Mal rollo. Muy fuerte. ¡Ah! ¡Está muy fuerte! ¡Hijos de puta! ¡Comedme el nabo! ¡Perro de mierda! Dios, está súper fuerte la música, sí, súper animada. Hermano, me va a petar la cabeza, tío. Esto no lo hemos visto, ¿eh? no me va a petar la cabeza, tío.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Es el hecho. ¿Cuál? Este.
Stanley, this fern will be very important.
Más tarde en la
later in the
historia.
story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Pero dice que es importante y que tiene de especial, que es verde. ¿Forma un número? Ahora me dice, estás haciendo el parguela, seguro. ¿Qué haces escuchando Batman? Batman. Batman. Pero no tiene nada, ¿no? O estoy haciendo el gamba. Seguro que me dice lo del helecho es pana, verás. Esto es un helecho, ¿no? Buah, hermano.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Línea.
No.
Line.
You do know we're looking for the Stanley parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hostia, tío, vaya fumadón, tío. Esta peña que hace con su vida, tío, de verdad. Es que no tengo... Ah... hemos vuelto otra vez aquí.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
Reiniciar, otra vez.
I can't take this anymore, to hell with it.
Después de la que nos ha liado, ¿sabes? Venga, otra vez la línea. Ahora no
You
yo...
know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
No ha hecho
We're
nada.
intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ah, me ha abierto una puerta nueva.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Yo y
Just
Stanley.
me and Stanley forging
Stanley
a
y
new
yo,
path,
Burro siempre el
a new
último.
story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go
Me está
wild.
vacilando, ¿no?
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley,
Me está vacilando,
I'm
tío.
ready for it.
Cada vez... No, me está vacilando. Me cago en tu puta madre, desgraciado. Con tantos cuernos te pongan. Me cago en tus muertos. Mira por aquí. Pero es lo mismo, ¿no? ¿O es vuelta para atrás? Bueno, es fumada, ¿eh? Hostia, es fumadón, ¿eh? Hostia, vaya fumadón, ¿eh? Me llevan los colegas, ¿eh? Pero esto es para atrás, ¿no? Ah, no.
Oh, no, not
Otra vez
you
la
again.
línea, tío. Hostia, la
Stanley,
línea.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No
Líneas.
lines or monitor rooms.
O habitaciones con
Just
monitores.
don't acknowledge
¿Por qué
it.
la
Should
línea?
be fine.
¿Por qué pone TM? Como si llevaba copyright. No entiendo. Hostia, se ha fumado. Mira la línea, iba colocadita de anfetaminas, tú. Ahora se va. Ah, Chaito, buenos días. ¿Tendrá vida la línea?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From
Lo
here,
importante
the
es que no
story
debemos
is in
arruinar la
our
oportunidad.
control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must
Debe haber
be a
una puerta
reverse
reversa que
door
lleva aquí.
that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door
¿Voy por
lead
la
us to
derecha o por la
where we're
izquierda?
going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Ah, es que no nos deja otra, ¿no? La
Hold up, what's
confusión.
this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
¿8 veces?
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
¿Qué dice?
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I
El
just
guión
supposed
yo
to
reinicio de
forget?
vuelta, algo que se supone
What
que
if
tan
I
solo
don't
lo
want to
olvidé.
forget?
Bueno, ¿qué tal si yo no lo
My
quiero
mind goes
olvidar?
blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
¿Por qué a mí me toca decidir? ¿Por qué no tengo algo para decir en todo esto? ¿Es esto realmente?
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Vale, no me he enterado que no quiere.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
No me jodas.
Will something happen? So, okay.
¿Y ahora qué?
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if
No estoy entendiendo nada ahora mismo, me está petando la cabeza, tío.
They're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
¿Qué ha pasado? Wow, un momento, necesito descansar porque... Hostia, tío, no voy a acabar bien hoy, ¿eh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
No voy a acabar
Stanley
bien hoy.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No voy a cambiar, no voy a acabar hoy bien, ¿eh? O sea, ese es uno de los finales. Sí, es uno de los finales, tío.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Es uno de los
he
finales.
entered the door on his left.
Es uno de los finales, tío. Temea en lo harto. ¿Habrá más finales? ¿Qué puertas nos quedan? Porque claro, aquí llegamos a la zona de que era un... No. No sé. Para abajo no podemos ir. Porque si voy para la izquierda, para abajo, llegamos a la zona esta que empieza a fumarse unos petas el narrador que flipa. Si llegamos arriba, vamos a la zona de los monitores. Pero claro, cuando llegamos a la zona de los monitores y bajamos... ¿Cuántos? 42 finales. Una polla me hace yo 42 finales, chaval. Nos vemos un vídeo o algo, Nos vemos un vídeo, 42 finales, vaya fumadón. No, me ha cerrado. Bueno, da igual. 42 finales. Ah, en la pantalla ya sé que me queda. Bueno, creo. Bueno, que me queda. Me quedan 20 finales, 35 finales más, pero... Vamos a intentar lo de los botones. Y cuando terminemos lo de los botones, yo ya paro, bro. O sea, es imposible, no tengo tanta imaginación para eso.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah blah blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passage.
Anda, mira, me la ha abierto del tirón. Me la ha abierto del tirón, tú. Por la cara. En la pantalla que estaba anteriormente te decía los finales. ¿Y cuántos finales llevaremos? 3 o 4. El de antes es uno de los finales, ¿no? El que salimos al exterior, que me ponía que ya había terminado el juego supuestamente. El del botón. Y este de aquí, el de escape. Vamos a intentar hacer otros botones, ¿vale?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength?
¿Se guardará el progreso? Porque antes me ha abierto la puerta del tirón, O sea, no me ha dejado poner la contraseña.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place.
Vamos a buscar el lore real, O no sé, lo que es el juego en sí. Me apetece ver ese vídeo. Siempre lo hacemos, lo vamos a ver antes de jugar a Mind of Scare.
It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hermano, son las 1 de la tarde, ¿eh? O sea, las 1 de la mañana. Veo ya cómo estoy.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Vamos a intentar hacer eso, va.
The proof, the heart of the operation. Controls.
Claro, porque el 1 y el 2 sabemos dónde están todos los botones.
Or content, walking, eating,
Cállate.
All of it monitored and
Cállate,
commanded
cállate.
from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years,
Lo sé, que sí, que hemos reventado, que no sé qué.
Is that what you wanted?
Adiós.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
3, 4 y 5, ¿vale?
Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Venga.
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
Vale.
Now this is
ahora,
a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
1,
It's your time to shine.
2.
You are the star. It's your story.
No sé si es lo correcto, pero bueno.
To your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame
El 3
we have
estaba
so
allí.
little time left to enjoy it.
No va a ser lo correcto, ¿verdad?
Moments until the bomb goes off. But what
3.
precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
4.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
No va a ser lo correcto.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to
Y el 5 estaba allí.
I turned off the machine.
Apagué la máquina, te liberé.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying.
No ha valido, ¿verdad?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside.
¿Eso qué
or I
era?
let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go
¿Tengo que pulsar todos los rojos que hay en la sala?
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it.
¿Es verde 3? ¿Tengo que pulsar ahora el 3?
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
2.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what
Es
you're
el
supposed
morado.
to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Pero ¿dónde está el morado?
Running from
Aquí.
button to button, screen to
Correcto.
screen,
Amarillo.
clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
No sé.
That this video game can be beaten?
Que este videojuego puede ser completamente resuelto.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place
Me da un minuto más, pero...
But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately
No
for a
sé,
solution?
tío.
10, 100, 1,000? I
Rayo.
look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time
¿Tengo que
you
hacer,
fail.
tío?
Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity.
Rojo.
And Stanley died again.
1.
And Stanley died again.
Verde.
And Stanley died
Goodbye.
again.
No, me faltan
Take a look
todavía.
at the clock, Stanley. That's
No
30
sé cómo se
seconds
hace
you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
No sé cómo se
Just
hace
you
esto.
being blown to pieces. Will you
I
cling
don't
desperately
know.
to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
No me dejan.
Make it count. Or
Morimos otra vez.
It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Bueno, y si sigo, un segundo, solo una prueba.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Solo una
What
prueba.
could it mean? Stanley
claro.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Supuestamente se me ha guardado el progreso, ¿no?
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Me la
doors,
pela,
this
me voy
was
para la
not the
derecha.
correct way to
Muchas
the
gracias
meeting
de
room, and Stanley knew it
Silentar
perfectly well.
por el follow.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business,
Pensar un negocio,
Stanley took the
puerta a la
first
izquierda.
open door on his left.
No. O sí. Vale, voy a intentar. No. Esto era para bajar. Esto era para bajar a dónde. Ah, esto es para volver a hacer lo de los distintos finales. Lo vemos, tío, otra vez. Guau, pero era una rayada hacerlo, ¿no? Era una rayada. Bienvenido, bueno, bienvenida, no lo sé, pero bueno. A la línea de la aventura. Buah, es que ya llevamos aquí como 2 horas jugándolo. Y ya no sé cuántas cosas hemos hecho. Vale, esto... Sí, me cierro la puerta, ¿no? ¿Te sabes algún final así? Bueno, claro, es que no has estado antes. Me cierro la puerta. Esta me la cierro ahora. Quiero ver más que nada el final porque... Es lo que nos ha dicho antes Gilsen, que nos explica los distintos finales que hay, creo, ¿no?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Qué guapo.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Vale. Te diré que la bomba no es solución. Todos los botones son adornos. Hostia, joder, pues me lo has dicho de...
No.
Vale, sí, esto es lo que dice que spoiler. O sea, que lo de la bomba no tiene solución. A ver, yo rayado, ¿sabes? Pulsando del 1 al 5 los botones. Y ya está, ese es uno de los finales. Pues eso es increíble, ¿eh? Madre, la que he liado yo con eso. No tiene sentido. Simplemente mueres.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ok. Vale, vamos a volver a hacer cuando nos sale la línea en el suelo.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Una
room.
trampa,
Perhaps he had
hermano.
simply
Este
missed
juego
a
es una
memo.
puta rayada en la cabeza, ¿eh? Ahora llegamos a la zona de las puertas y no hay puertas. Ah, no hay 5 puertas, ¿no? Que era un laberinto.
Wait, what?
Venga.
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely
Qué forro.
restarted the game over
Sí.
completely fresh.
Es una rayada, ¿eh? Si lo piensa.
Change. Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
Es una rayada, ¿eh?
Hold on.
Oye, chicos, ya que estáis por aquí, ¿escucháis el ventilador? Por casualidad es que hace una calor increíble. Y no sé si molesta mucho el viento. O me escucháis bien lo que... Bueno, es lo que quiero decir.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Voy a ir por la izquierda. No escucho nada, ¿no? Vale, perfecto. Maravilloso. Pomposo. Peligroso. Yo estoy hoy contigo, me lo gozo. Pomposo. Peligroso. Yo estoy hoy contigo, me lo gozo. Ahí, ¿hiciste una puerta de una puerta roja? No. No, según no se escucha. Vale, Gilsen. No he hecho eso. Bueno, ¿cómo te llamo, Silen? Creo que no. No, yo no lo recuerdo. Que vale, Groot.
There definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Esto. Ah, vale.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Silen, no, vale.
It's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ahora me pone la línea. Ah, no. Ahora me pone uno sin puertas.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
No te
mean?
tiene que estar hasta los cojones.
Stanley
¿no?
decided to go to the meeting room.
Te diré
Perhaps
cuando
he'd
termines
simply
este,
missed a
vale.
memo.
Que sí, Groot, hablamos cuando
Okay, yep, it's worse.
es
I
peor.
might be remembering this wrong.
Está
It's
guapísimo,
possible
bro.
the
Este juego
story
es una
is back
locura,
where we
¿eh?
just came from.
Es como cuando
Why
jugamos
don't we go back
al...
the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yo lo que quiero hacer... Yo creo que no me va a dar tiempo a jugar al otro juego que tenía pensado. Aquí son las 1:15 de la mañana. Vamos a intentar hacer los finales que podamos. Y si eso después vemos algún vídeo o tal. ¿Qué hago? Ah, vuelvo, es verdad. O quizás empezarlo, ¿sabes? Porque es que mañana tenemos los del Pokémon. Tenemos que seguir con el Pokémon. Bueno, seguirnos, empezar de nuevo el Pokémon.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
No, te
The
vas a peinar, amigo.
story. Here it comes. No, wait.
Nope.
Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's
Revisemos
head back
nuestros
the other
pasos.
way
Venga.
and retrace our steps.
Vale, aquí ahora dice you
Well, I'll
win,
be
no sé
honest, I
qué.
don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
Pues me iba a comprar ese Silen, pero no lo encontré. O sea, en Steam está. Pero digo, no sé si es porque es 1 y 2. ¿Y por qué está mejor? ¿Porque tiene más historia? Que esto me da igual porque ya lo hemos leído y tal. ¿Porque tiene más historia o tiene más cosas o qué? Oye, si no, me lo compro y lo jugamos, ¿eh? Para la siguiente, digo, a lo mejor para el fin de que viene o lo que sea. Tiene más finales. Guapo, me lo voy a pensar, ¿eh?
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Me lo voy a pensar fuerte, ¿eh? Vale, esto de la línea.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get
Un
lost,
objeto mágico
I've
que lo
employed
cambia
the
todo.
help of the
Hostia puta.
Stanley Parable
Ahora me está entrando todo el
adventure
hype
line.
ahora, ¿eh?
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Me está entrando todo el hype ahora, tú.
See, the line knows where the story is. It's over in
Voy a
this
seguir la
direction.
línea.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever
Sí, sí,
we
sí.
end up be our destination, even if there's no story
Es que
there?
voy a o sea, voy a
Is
voy a
the story
pushear
of
para
no
adelante porque es que esto ya lo hemos
still a
hecho.
story?
Yo quiero ver el mural,
Simply by the act of moving forward,
¿sabes? Yo quiero ver el
only
mural.
implying
Ahora me pone la
a journey
cancioncita.
such that a destination is
Ah, este es el de los
inevitably
24
conjured
y el
into
otro de
being
42
via the
finales.
very
Vaya fumada, hermano.
manifestation of the nature
No
of
tiene
life
sentido,
itself. Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd
Venga,
like
ponme
to
la musiquita que me
apologize.
gustaba.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right
Venga, va.
now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I hope, okay.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Pero que tiene
Stanley,
que ver el
this
hecho.
fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss
¿Qué
anything.
tiene que ver el hecho en todo esto, Sile? Nada, ¿no? Es un vacile. Ah, vale. Digo, claro, es lo que yo pienso. Digo, es un vacileta, vaya. Madre mía, tremendo porraco se ha fumado
We're
él.
back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Ah, coño. Sigo la línea, ¿no? Hostia, estoy en la oficina, soy gilipollas, tío. Por aquí mismo, ¿no? Venga, bebé. Para. Otra vez aquí.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
¿Por qué
And
pone
I
la línea
trusted
como
you
TM?
after everything we've
¿Tiene
been through.
copyright la palabra línea o
No,
qué?
I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Vaya pelito me llevo hoy, Venga. Ahora cierra esta puerta.
You know what, Stanley? I say
Y
forget
vamos
the
para
pressure
allá.
line.
Whoop.
What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent
Pa,
people,
pa,
right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't
Tienes
know.
respuesta, ¿no?
How about this direction?
Es que no lo sé porque es que es raro que lo ponga. A lo mejor será un troll de
Now,
estos de...
yes, this is
Y
exciting.
este es el...
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new
La
story.
fumadeta de mi colega.
What do you want our story to be?
Ahora tengo que dar
Go
varias
wild.
vueltas, ¿no?
Use your imagination. Whatever it might
Ahí
be,
está.
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Y ahora está aquí las de estos que parecen plateadas, ¿no?
No, not you again. Stanley.
Tener el rol
I'd
alguno
also
en
like
nuestra
to veto
sorpresa
the
aventura,
line
sin
from having
línea
any role in our
o
awesome
habitaciones
new
con
story.
monitores.
No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Ve, ahora le lleva también TM, es que no lo entiendo. La 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 la. La la la. Vale, aquí me dice que
a
gire.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
¿No puedo abrir esta
How
puerta?
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles.
¿Y si camino al contrario?
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
se abre la misma puerta, ¿no?
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
Era fumador.
So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us
Ábrete.
to where we're going?
Ábrete.
And since the answer
Ábrete.
is clearly yes, then by
Ábrete.
all accounts, the
Ábrete.
door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny
Let's go.
awaits.
Vale. A ver.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
¿Cómo? Eso es
So now,
filosofía
according
mío,
to
sí.
the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind
Start the
goes
game.
blank simply because it's
O
written
sea, pero
here
una
on this
fumada hecho.
thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say?
Esto es como
on
hay que
this?
hacerlo.
Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the
Encuentra
game.
un
I
libro.
won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Que lo hizo este guión.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
No creo, ¿no? 170779.
Okay.
No va a reiniciar.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
Pero-
Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Qué susto siempre me da eso, tío. Pues nada, hemos reiniciado otra vez el juego. Venga, vamos a hacer lo que has dicho tú de las puertas. Y ya nos vamos a ver vídeo. Silen, te doy el mando de mi stream. ¿Te imaginas? Era guapo, ¿eh? En plan, toma mi stream. Ábrete, sésamo.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
Cuando
a
llega a
memo.
las dos puertas, ve a la derecha. Tú ve diciéndome, ¿eh? A ver, tampoco... O sea, tampoco te quiero meter en el compromiso. Solo si tú quieres, ¿eh? I hate Mondays. Yo también. Vale, ahora a la derecha.
When
Ok.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
¿La línea? La línea está ahí, ¿eh? Vamos, que tampoco tiene nada que ver, pero... Después sigue derecho a donde está el almacén. Y cuando llegues arriba al elevador, espero que sube y déjate caer en ese puente. Eso no lo he hecho yo, ¿eh?
But eager to get back to
Esa es
business,
buena, ¿eh?
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Déjate caer en el puente.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Ahí, ¿no? Hostia, ahí no ha caído yo ni ir,
Stanley,
¿eh?
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
Ahí no he caído yo ni ir, ¿eh? Muy buena esa.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
Bueno,
that the
espérate, a
story
ver.
has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've
Espera,
been
me voy a matar.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for
por lo
others?
demás.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Hombre.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really
quiero
do
ayudarte para
want to
mostrarte
help
algo
you,
hermoso.
to
Me la
show
pela.
you something
Muy bien, tío. O
beautiful.
sea, no...
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your
Déjame probarte
side.
que estoy de tu lado.
Give me a chance.
Dame una chance. No, no, nosotros para adelante, va. 2B4.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
¿Y ahora qué? Pastilla roja, pastilla azul. Yo, mi color favorito es el azul, ¿eh? Yo me guiaría por la derecha. Da igual porque es lo mismo. No creo, ¿no? Azul. Venga, va. Y si vas por la roja, ¿qué pasa? Es otro tiempo.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ah, qué bueno, ¿eh? Sigo yendo. Pero es muy depresiva. Pero sigo tirando por el azul. Bueno, podemos intentar las dos, ¿no?
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies
Podemos
at the
mirar
end of
las
this
dos.
road
Miramos
you've
esta y después
chosen?
miramos la
Well,
roja.
don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Por la
Was it
cara,
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Ojo. ¿Qué coño se ha caído? Ah, la botella. Flipa. Sigo, ¿no? Hostia puta.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yo experiencia por un 5. ¿Le dio un 5? ¿O es un número especial? Es indiferente quizá, ¿no? Qué guapo, hermano. Le di al 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
De Stanley Parable, Worldwide Leaderboard. Voy otra vez, ¿no? Good Old Nail, Skid, Nicho Nacho, Bola, Hogar. ¿Cojones? Stanley, este eres tú, 7 horas, imposible 7 horas. Voy otra vez. Ah.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
No te importa darle
You
una
wouldn't
mirada,
mind
¿no?
taking
Así,
a look at it,
venga,
would
va.
you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Déjame cargarlo.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Hostia, qué mal rollo, tío.
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
Mensaje que uso sobre claro una vez que has estado jugándolo por casi 4 horas.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
What? Te vuelves loco, que se queme. Te vuelves loquísimo. O sea, hermano, me estoy volviendo loco ahora.
You heartless bastard.
Me la pela.
Because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Que se viene.
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
No me lo puedo
But
creer.
is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Yo me voy a ir muy mal a la cama, ¿eh? Me voy a ir muy mal a la cama, tío. Os lo prometo, ¿eh? No me puedo creer que esté esto aquí, tío. Este que es el Minecraft 1.0. Esta es la versión que hizo Notch en el cuarto matando esa paja.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
No me puedo creer esto, tío. Ah, no es la canción del Minecraft. Hermano, os juro.
It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No me lo puedo creer, tío. Tengo ahora mismo un muy mal cuerpo.
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
¡El Portal! ¡Es el Portal!
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
¿Qué hacemos en el Portal?
Trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired.
¿Qué hacemos en el Portal? ¿Esto es legal?
What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Necesito recapacitar. No estoy bueno de la cabeza, tío. Por cierto, si ponéis exclamación YouTube, os lleva a mi canal de YouTube, donde resubimos los directos de los juegos que jugamos aquí, ¿vale? Consejito, por si os queréis pasar, están todos los juegos. Y el Portal 1 y el Portal 2 y el portal cooperativo con Ibu lo tenéis todo. Todos los portals lo tenéis ahí. Tú solito te has metido en esto ya, bro. Pero esto es una fumada, bro. Estoy jugando al portal. Gracias, Petro.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Estoy jugando al portal, bro. Y se mueve igual.
Genius.
Habrán cogido el código del portal para hacer esto, ¿no?
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings.
Hostia.
I certainly don't need the validation.
Mano, me
of
está
a
hablando a mí,
man
Te pego un
whose
puño,
job is to push
Estoy todo loco de la
buttons.
cabeza,
I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work.
Me la metió por el culo, ¿a que sí? Ah, pues no. Work in progress. ¿Dónde coño estoy, tío? Be filling cabinets. Por aquí no podemos ir. No, me he caído. ¿Dónde coño estoy? No puedo pasar por aquí. Ah, sí. ¿Es la oficina? Sin el narrador. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Hay una luz. Me voy a llevar un susto, tío. Es que me lo estoy oliendo. Solo esperar. Por fácil, no me digas que me van a meter un susto ahora. Solo tengo que esperar.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
No.
I can wait.
No, no le hice ningún clic a la puerta. ¿Por qué? Había que hacérselo. Había que hacérselo.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need.
Mira, está raro las
Make it
pantallas,
through this door, I can make it through them all.
Están raras. Aquí mismo. Aquí mismo, da igual.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I
Vale,
can't
sí,
just
sí,
give
estoy aquí.
these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
¿En serio tengo que hacer el parguela dándole el clic?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
¿Esto va en serio?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Ahora la 417. Voy silent allí. Tremendo gameplay ya. A ver, que llega a lo último, ¿no? Bueno, llevarás aquí todo el directo, pero... Para llegar aquí hemos pasado lo nuestro, ¿eh? Anda, vale. 4:17. 4:17. 4:20. Uf.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437, ¿verdad? Me voy a comer una verga. Me la voy a comer. Y eso yo lo sé. ¿Dónde está la 437? Y eso yo lo sé. Ah, está aquí. Tapada con la otra puerta. ¿Cómo que tapada con la otra puerta? ¿Pero es la misma de antes? Ah, mírala.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
4:15. Y eso yo lo sé. Y eso yo lo sé.
Now, back to door number 437.
Mano, deja de vacilarme un poquito, ¿no? Y eso tú lo ves.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Buah, hermano.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Este tío me está vacilando, tío.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Este tío me está vacilando, hermano. Te voy a pegar un tremendo piñote, chaval.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now?
Me cago en tu muerto. Bueno, hermano, ya lo de con esta suerte en el resto del stream. Hasta la próxima, hermano. Yo, Fran, muchas gracias, tío, por pasarte por la sub, hermano. Se te agradece un huevo, hermano. Se te agradece mucho. Descansa, brosito. Vale, era eso solo, ¿no? Era ese, ya. Ok. Acabo de dar vueltas como un soplan, ¿no? Me imagino. Vamos a hacer lo de la puerta. Vamos a hacer un logro. Bueno, ahí lo tengo. Vamos a hacer lo de la puerta roja. Y ya terminamos, ¿vale? Y ya terminamos. Era por aquí, ¿no? Sí, por aquí.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
¿Y ahí abajo no se puede llegar?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Que yo sepa, no,
realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot.
Te he partido la cabeza. Lo del Minecraft ha sido increíble. Y si hubiéramos llegado al fondo de la cueva, ¿qué?
I don't know how to
Ojito a
convince
eso,
you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Vale, ahora puerta roja,
Let
¿vale?
me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Vale.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel...
¿Esto es lo que es tan depresivo?
I actually feel happy.
Dios. Alumbración. Ah, las escaleras. Perdón. Pensaba que tenía que quedarme, pero eso...
Wait, where are you going?
Perdón. Están en reformas aquí, ¿no? Mira, mi amigo Paco, el trabajo más bueno que ha hecho.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Pero yo quiero subir. ¿No me deja?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Buah, ¿me tiro? ¿Me tiro o qué? Es la idea, ¿no? A lo mejor. Es la idea, ¿no? La de tirarme, ¿no?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
¡A que me tiro! ¡Que mi novia me ha dejado! Vale, voy.
No!
Pero no muere.
Thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for... No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before.
Te obliga a ir,
If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Te obliga, te obliga. Te obliga.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can
No.
you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Sí.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No mueres,
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Ya.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Buah, tío, vaya locura, Se ha reiniciado, ¿no? Vaya locura, chaval.